Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and welcome back to another video here on the Pokecentral network. If you guys do want to join me here on the server, the IP is pokecentral.org. All of the links that you actually need to get on the server are down in the description below. The links to install Pixelmon, as well as get to our Technic mod pack. If you need any support at all, there's also a link to our Discord channel where there is over 11,000 members. So I'm sure you can find someone to help you out. But in today's episode, I've actually been wanting to get the Pokeball factory back up and running for quite some time. I think we still have a few stacks of Ultra Balls left, but it would be nice if we could maybe even open up an Ultra Ball shop here on the island, some sort of a stand that sells Ultra Balls. But in order to do that, we need to rebuild the entire factory that we used to have here on the island at the beginning of this series. So we need to find a place to put it, and I think I want to make it somewhere inside the secret base. Now, it's definitely not going to fit in the secret base just as is, but if we go ahead and make a second secret entrance inside the secret base that leads down the lower underground into a room where we can put the factory, that could be pretty cool. So we're going to need some signs, which I think I have. We got our bucket. I don't know if we're going to need lava buckets. We're going to need water buckets for sure. And we're also going to need to actually get Firestone armor for this because otherwise probably going to burn to death. So let's go ahead and buy that. We could also make fire resistant potions, but I'd rather just go ahead and buy up 24 of these stones to get the Firestone armor. So what we're actually going to do is make it so you have to drop down through the lava in order to get down into the factory. I feel like it'll be a really cool place to actually put it. So that'll be the chest plate. We need the pants, the helmet, and the boots. And that should give us fire resistance. All right, good. So now all we need to do is get the water buckets, which I don't think I have any empty buckets, actually. If we do something like this, it might work. We go ahead and just place these down and then cover them in dirt. There we go. Okay, that worked. So now we have 2 empty buckets. We can get ourselves infinite water source down there. And I've done a little bit of building over at the secret base where we're going to be putting the entrance to this new factory area. So if we head on down there, I'll show you guys where it is. So straight back here, we go straight this way, and then I built this little kind of bridge thing. I know it kind of looks a little bit strange here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but it's basically held up by little pillars here, and what we're going to have ourselves do in order to enter is jump straight down into that little slightly raised area there. So we come here, we jump in, we dive through the lava, and then we'll have water there in order to actually go ahead and cool off a little bit after we fall through the lava. Oh, that keeps happening. It's a little bit strange, but let's grab, oh, why did that? Wait, wouldn't that create an infinite source there then? Oh, wow, okay. That was weird. I don't even know what's going on there. We're just going to ignore that and pretend it never happened and move on over here. So what we actually need to do is grab our pickaxe, and we're going to have to dive straight on into the lava here and then kind of dig out a little area. So if we just go here, actually go down a block. So if we start digging down like this, maybe just a 2x2 should be big enough. All right, so if we go ahead and place this here, that'll work. This here, and then we shift click that, and then actually we're gonna need to block this off, which we'll just do with that for now, and then we're gonna need more blocks. Actually, okay, so there we go. Okay, actually that'll work. That'll work perfect. So we'll drop down straight through there, and this is the entrance to our little secret lair. So if we go ahead and do this, place these here. I'll probably clean this up a little bit later on, but place that there like that. And that way when we drop through the lava, we'll be falling with some momentum because we'll be jumping from higher up. So if we fly up here, you can see, we'll run here, we'll jump in, and we'll slide right through into the lava. We won't take much damage. And then we'll go ahead and drop all the way down into the factory zone, which I want to put pretty far down underground. And that way it's just kind of out of the way. We got plenty of space to work with, pretty much as much space as we want. Got to make sure we're very, very far underground just so that we don't accidentally dig into the ocean or dig into, you know, anything. And we have plenty of space to work with. So that should be probably just about good. So let's go ahead and start clearing out a giant area down here, and then we'll need to put another layer of water in order to slow ourselves from falling, even though we'll have slash fly. Just to be on the safe side, we'll put another set of water so we don't take fall damage. So I've been digging this little area out, but I forgot about actually wait, I think it's in my inner chest. We have this thunderstone armor, so we really need to start making use of all of our armor, because this stuff will give us haste, and that'll make clearing out this base probably like 10 times faster. Just look how fast we actually break these blocks. So that's going to make things a whole lot easier. Definitely recommend, if you're clearing out any sort of an area, use haste. Use the thunderstone armor. Pretty cheap, pretty easy to get. Maybe cost around like 24,000 coins, maybe twice that. But either way, not really too expensive, and it helps out so much. All right, so we got this giant area completely cleared out. I think it's enough space, although we might need to even go higher up just because of how tall the factory was when I previously built it. Gonna have to pretty much redo the entire thing from scratch because I don't actually remember how it was set up. So just gonna have to mess around until I figure it out again. But this room's pretty big. It didn't actually take me that long to clear it out, maybe about 10 minutes with the haste too. So we gathered up all of our supplies here. I actually have rails, mine carts, a ton of hoppers, some redstone, and a bunch of blocks of quartz, which is going to be the main thing that I use to actually kind of build the factory area where like the carts will be sitting on and whatnot. And yeah, that wasn't so bad. Half a heart with no armor on, or a heart and a half actually. But yeah, okay, so I actually forgot we need some lighting in here. And I think I'm just going to go with torches for now because it's just the easiest thing. But we'll probably replace it with like sea lanterns or something a little bit later on. But it's way too dark to build in here. So let's get these all placed around. And that should make things a little bit more inviting, a little bit more friendly. As inviting as a solid stone room can be. So just like last time, we're actually going to be doing 8 furnaces, and I believe we're actually going to need maybe a little bit more in the mechanical anvil department, although maybe 8 of those as well. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do 8 of each. So we'll do 8 mechanical anvils on one side and 8 furnaces on the other. So I guess that's probably what we should start with placing. And we have flight, which is going to make things a whole lot easier. Hopefully we can get everything spaced out properly. So we get the middle here, which this room is not even at all. This side is way shorter, but that's fine. We'll expand it if we need to. So we got the 2 middle blocks here. We'll go ahead and just place those down. And then I think we'll just go up like this, and we'll go probably to about this height. So we'll have the furnaces, and then we need hoppers underneath to take out the items, and then chests. So furnaces, hoppers, chest. That should be high enough if we go right here. And we need to go 8 out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Definitely going to need to expand this wall, but that'll work for now. And then actually, yeah, that should be good. So the minecart will bounce off from right here. So we'll put a powered rail right here. And that's going to need to actually be powered. So we'll need to, I guess, put a redstone torch like right here. And that'll power that. And then we'll go ahead and put the regular rails across here. And then this is where we'll actually need a detector rail and a little system to send the minecart back and forth up and down the track. Oh, wait. What am I doing? We need hoppers above these. All right, so actually this is going to be the setup here. So we have all of the apricorns will go in these top hoppers here, and then I believe the fuel will be going in these back ones here. So that should work out pretty good if we go ahead and replace the rails here. So we need to go like that, and then we'll actually need to kind of offset this bottom one here to be like that. And then we'll break, let's see, we'll break this block here, and we'll place another block here. put the redstone torches here and here, and then the 2 powered rails down on this end. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay, so I think we need to make sure we place maybe rails along here first. Oh, wow, this is kind of annoying. Maybe if I extend the line like this first, we go like this. Now it's connected down here, so maybe... Okay, that works. And then we break this, and then we put this back here like this. And okay, that actually worked. Okay, perfect, cool. So we figured it out. That's all you gotta do, which is very, very strange, but I guess that works. We got it all fixed, and now the mine carts will actually go ahead, and once they hit this final block, they'll automatically bounce back and be sent along this way. All right, so just for a proof of concept here, let's go ahead and test this out. Before we actually add it in over there, we're going to go ahead and test it here on the ground, just so I can kind of show exactly how it's going to work. And if you saw the videos in the past, you'll probably know. But basically, the minecart's empty right now. Let's go ahead and power this. We definitely need to get a chest down here. And so because it's empty, that means it won't actually trigger this comparator, which won't send a signal around like this. So if we go ahead and put in, say, 28 items, and then we go ahead and send it down, now you saw that it actually did light up. And so that way, this rail right here gets powered by the system and sends the minecart back across, which will mean it will continue to deposit items along in those furnaces. All right, so we got a working little concept here. And if we go ahead and take out the items, you can see it's going to just stop right down here. All right, so in order to make this work a little bit easier, this side is going to go up and this side is going to go down. And that way we'll have more space to work with for each of them. So if we go ahead and add the little 3x3 that we need here, and then we go ahead and put a regular rail there, a powered rail here, and a detector rail here, and then all we need to do is add in the comparator and the repeaters. So comparator like that, repeater like that, repeater like that. Now we might need to adjust the ticks on these repeaters, but for now we're just going to leave them. And that actually is all we need down there. Now we need to repeat the same thing up above, and you'll see kind of why we had to change the levels, because actually no, we can't keep it right here because it'll actually block. If we try to build it one layer, like if we tried to just build it here, it would block right here. So yeah, we'll just put it up one block. Easy enough, not a big deal. And we might need to actually switch out this rail here for a powered rail, or even this one, just so that it gets up the hill a little bit easier. But we'll worry about that if we're having any issues. So now we just build just like that, another 3x3, just like below. Detector, powered, regular, and then we put a comparator, repeater, repeater, redstone, redstone. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab ourselves a couple of hopper minecarts. We'll actually have to go grab this one. And then test both of these rails. I think we're actually completely done with the furnace side. It's apart from the extraction down at the bottom. But if we go ahead and plop this guy here and this one down here, we'll need to figure out a way to trigger both of these with the same pull. All right, kind of just a little dinky system there, but should work. If we go ahead and click this, it'll send both minecarts all the way down. They will bounce off the end, and you can see this one goes a little bit slower because it has this hill to go up, which isn't great. And I think the only way to really fix that is to replace this one with a powered rail. So let's try that. We'll go ahead and just put a redstone torch right there for now, and that'll power that. And now if we send them both down, you can see the bottom one's actually a little bit faster. Actually, what if we make this one a powered rail as well? And that should speed it up, and that will make everything just a little bit quicker. It doesn't really matter. This part's not important. I just kind of want the minecarts to be the same speed, but I don't think we're going to be able to really get that. That's close enough. And one of the most important things is that they do make it back, because I've had some issues when I don't add the power rails, that after a few trips and with the server lag and stuff like that, the minecarts actually get stuck somewhere on the track. But with these two power rails here, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job at getting all the way down and back. So That should be good. Most of the redstone can easily be hidden since we are underground, which is great. And now all we need to worry about is, well, there's a couple of things. Number one, we need to get hoppers to basically put items into these chests. So we'll put maybe here. Let's see. How are we gonna do this? Let me actually let me do a little bit of work here, and I will be back. All right. So I went ahead and I bought up a bunch of apricorns. I grabbed some coal from our chests, and we're gonna go ahead and test this thing out. I don't really know if it's gonna work first try, but we can try, I guess, and see. We have pretty much everything laid out. Now, I do want to go ahead and figure out a way to get the chests to all be kind of lined up out here in front, and we'll figure that out a little bit later on, because once we get this system fully working, we should never actually need to see any of it. So we can cover it up in a wall, and we'll just end up with this chest, and this chest visible, and that's all we're going to need. So it'll look really nice and clean, and all of this mess, which I could have done a lot better if I wanted it to look nice, will be hidden behind a wall. So let's go ahead and kick things off by just, I guess, throwing the apricorns in here, and it shouldn't matter if we mix. I'm going to be trying to craft up some quick balls, and then we'll throw the coal into here, and hopefully we'll see if it gets to the right place. So is this filling up? Yes, it is. Okay, so it is filling up with apricorns, and is this down here filling up with coal? All right, well, so far we're making a little bit of progress here. Let's go to make sure all of the furnaces are empty, because some of them were getting some rails while I was building. And then let's go ahead and check these hoppers back here to make sure they're all empty. And looks like we're good. Okay, oh, 2 more rails. There we go. Okay, now looks like we're good. All right, so it looks like we've got a few stacks of yellow apricorns. We've got a few stacks of coal. Moment of truth, here we go. Pressing the button. It's lighting up. It's cooking apricorns. And now are they going to keep going back and forth here? They should, because it's still filled up. And it is emptying out pretty quick there. And it looks like things are working as intended, which is fantastic, because we're not really going to have to do much work. Once we get everything all lined up, basically the plan is to fill these 2 chests with as much apricorns and as much coal as we can possibly imagine, and then we'll go ahead and set up a redstone clock, because I've actually figured out some better ways to do that. And we'll go ahead and put the minecarts on a clock, so every so often, once they've actually filled up with items, it'll automatically send an impulse through this system here, which will start to move the minecarts, because they are going to have to sit under these chests for a while in order to actually fill up. Otherwise, it's gonna be, well, I guess they don't. Well, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there, but for now, it seems to be working as intended, and we should be getting, wow, we're already up to 48 cooked apricorns down here. That was actually extremely quick, considering it's still the same clip. That was less than a minute, wasn't it? Wow, okay, that is fast. With only 8 furnaces, you could easily double this, triple this, make it as long as you want. And it looks like they are going to start filling up with more apricorns and more coal now, because they are completely distributed. So if we go ahead and click that, they'll start depositing it back into the furnaces again. But things seem to be working pretty good. So yeah, I just kind of covered up a little bit of it. This is definitely not the look that I'm going for. I just wanted to show that most of it can be covered up. We're going to have to figure out a better way for these chests. I want to go ahead and move them. So I think I'll use some sort of like a dropper system to go ahead and get the items up to the level that they need to be at, so that the chests can all just be stacked up somewhere here in the middle. And we'll figure it out from there. But yeah, I think this is pretty good. This is going to work. If we were in 1.13, it would be super easy, because all I would need to do is hook up a dispenser to the back of this chest, shoot out the items into a water stream that has a upward pool, and then drop them back into hoppers. But fortunately, 1.12 does not have features like that, and I do not know how to make an item elevator in 1.12 without just a ton of droppers. So yeah, I guess we'll figure that out, but I think for now, we'll go ahead and leave this side of the system as is. Now what we actually need to do is go ahead and take the mechanical anvils and build the exact same system over here that we have here, so that we have both the apricorns ready, and then once we get these all ready, we can go ahead, craft up the Pokeball lids, which should be pretty easy. I think just do /craft. I think it's either like this or, yep, just like that. And we actually get 3, I think, with Ultra Balls. How many do you get with Ultra Balls? Wait, we just got 3 per set there. Wow, okay, wait a second. Now I gotta go check. If we go home, do we have any black? Yes, we do. Wow, we have a lot. So here, if we do this, how many Ultra Balls? We only get 1. Wow, so that's gonna be so easy to get so many stacks of these Quick Balls. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Then we can sell them for like maybe 4,000 or 5,000 a stack, maybe even less than that. And I mean, at the shop, if we go warp, how much do Quick Balls cost at the shop? They cost, it looks like they cost the same as an Ultra Ball. But we can sell, actually, they cost more than the same? Yeah, the same. Okay. So it is about the same for the price of those, maybe even a tiny bit more. But we should be able to sell them for less because we get 3 of these discs per little set of apricorns. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but for now, let's go ahead and just leave these in here. And then we gotta start working on this half. All right, so again, this looks kind of a mess, and I'm really just trying to get the functionality down before we even focus on any of the design aspects. It's a mess. I will fix that. I will probably do that all off video, and I will show it to you either in the next episode or in a couple episodes, because the next one will most likely be a how to train your Pokemon episode. But again, should be functioning. So all we need to go ahead and do is get our hands on some iron discs, and we'll use those as well as coal to test the system, because they're a little bit easier to, actually, we can just use all of those. What am I talking about? We can just use all of the discs we just crafted from the first setup. So if we go ahead and get this, head on back, we can just use all of these here to go ahead and test. So I believe this is the right chest. These will be funneled through this back hopper line down into this chest, which will be, I forgot the mine carts. Oops. Okay, let me, oh, we have no iron. Oh no. And I just messed up the commands. Oh no, everything is falling apart. Okay, warp on over to the shop, buy myself some iron, and then we'll get back into it here. So I think ores should be right here. And so we'll need 10 iron here. 35 iron. That works too. We'll head on home, and then we'll go ahead and test out the whole system. Should work. Not completely automated yet because the whole button system still needs to be pressed, but for the most part, it is pretty much good to go and will run itself if we just put in a few stacks of items first, which is nice. It makes things a whole lot easier than trying to manually mine out all of the, or hammer out all of the different plates. So those are going to be funneled down into the chest down there, and all of this coal should also make its way into the chest down here. And then if we do /craft, we can go ahead and just do that. Oops, that. And then put the hoppers there. Minecart number 1, minecart number 2, and then we'll just go ahead and plop these guys right there and there. So, oh, did I? Yep, that's all set up right. Okay. So everything seems to be good. Now, the complication with these mechanical anvils, different than the furnaces, is that you actually deposit the items in different places. So because they have this weird little top part on them, you have to put the fuel in this side, the left side, and the lids or bases in this side. So we had to have side-by-side tracks rather than one on top and one to the side. But looks like these should be filling up. Okay, that's full. That's full. Let's go ahead and click the button. Hello? Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, let's try and figure this out. Well, that's a totally gross setup there, but we're just gonna go with it. It should work. Let's go ahead and click that and send in the hoppers on their way. Are the mechanical anvils mechanical anviling? I can't actually tell. I think they are. Normally there's a lid on top of there, but I guess it doesn't display. Why are you moving so slow back there, buddy? What's going on with that? And why did you stop? Okay. Interesting. So you emptied out because you moved so slow, but why did you stop? Let's test this again. See what happened there. So he makes it down, moving pretty slow for some reason, but once it gets back here, what happens? All right, so this is what I was talking about with the delay. So for some reason, the hopper minecart isn't working the same way as those ones down there. So we just need to go ahead and put a little bit of a delay on these two repeaters, and that should solve our problem. So now, once it gets back, again, I don't know why they're moving at different speeds, but that's fine. Once it gets back, it'll be sent back across. Okay, perfect. So that should fix our little issue there, and we should be getting all of our quick ball lids. So guys, again, a bit of a mess. Need to clean things up and make them look a whole lot nicer, but that is a functional Pokeball factory for the most part. Now, I would also like to go ahead and make maybe a cobblestone generator that we can just AFK mine. Not really AFK, but like mindlessly mine, and then the cobblestone drop into a hopper, automatically smelt. So that's pretty much it for the entire Pokeball factory. That's going to get us the apricorns, which will craft us the lids. And then we just need to go ahead and take all of these lids and craft them with iron bases, which we can also put into this system. And that will go ahead and give us the Pokeballs. Now, we're also going to need buttons, but luckily, stone is pretty cheap in the shop. And we have this Silk Touch pickaxe, so we have plenty of stone laying around. We actually have, I believe, a full chest of stacks of stone. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. This whole setup, like I said, bit of a mess, way messier than my last one, but it does function, and it took a whole lot less time to build. So I'll clean it up, I'll make it look pretty, and I will showcase that next time we do a non-how to train your Pokemon episode. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and call things there. So if you guys did enjoy this video, if you're going to make your own Pokeball factory, go ahead and leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.